Welcome to this episode of the Test Box. And here's the door. So, in this episode of the Test Box, I'm going to go over the physical build of the Test Box door. The Test Box door has inner HDPE attachments with metal brackets there at the end to allow the locking bar to go through that part of the door from the polycard panels on the edge of the box all the way through, so the door is securely locked in place. And if you recall from the last episode, the door also has HDPE, sort of a supporting bracket on the outside to allow you to sort of slot in the door to the rest of the box quite easily, line everything up. The main challenge I found on the physical build of the door was actually attaching the hinges to the main test box. In the end I had to sort of use wooden pillars there on both sides to prop up the test box so I can actually tighten the screws under it. So that was quite a tough task because now the box is quite heavy. Once I propped up the box in a secure way, then I can actually drill the holes for the hinges and attach the hinges from the test box door to the main test box. So now I'll take you through the rest of the pictures and extras for the rest of this video. So to recap, this is part of the HDPE door frame from the previous episode. This is to help align the test box door to the rest of the test box. The next part here is the HDPE attachments to allow the locking bar to go through from the side of the test box, through these door attachments and out the other side of the box. I made these in pairs so it's easier to match up the holes. This next picture demonstrates how you put the bolt through the slots in the HDPE attachments, and you can secure a nut in there to help hold it in. This adds some much needed strength to the box. And this is half the assembly complete, where I've got M5 high tensile bolts through the middle there to help keep the structure together. These are reusing the Hardox mounts from Gunblade 1. And here I start attaching the HDPE attachments to the test box door, my final polycard panel. These parts are fixed together with M6 screws. So once I've fully unwrapped the polycard panel, I took it to the shed where I could attach the HDPE door frame parts I made earlier. Again, these are put together with M6 screws. On the final part, these will slot in between the test box door, the rest of the test box and the walls. Once this part of the build was complete, I then took the panel onto the rest of the test box. Just to do a quick test fit, make sure the HDPE parts actually go inside when the door is closed. You'll notice here actually the box is slightly off square on the end. I'll come back to solving that in a future video. Then we have the HDPE offset part and the hinges attached to that. The HDPE offset part is there so that the corner of the hinges don't clash with the polycarb panels as you open and close the test box door. And here we have the door further along the build process, where I've cut out the panel for the door wall, and both of the HDPE attachments for the locking bar are attached to the door. You can also see here the hinges are installed on the door as well. And then comes the difficult part, where as you can see here I had to prop up the box with wooden HDPE panels so I could drill through the test box for the hinges and attach the screws for the hinges to the underside of the box. Once I was happy that the hinges allowed the door to be closed, I was able to drill the rest of the holes for the hinges and attach to the rest of the screws for the hinges on the main box. There was a bit of adjustment to do on the door as the door wouldn't close properly. So therefore I changed the position of the hinges on the door part. And so after that adjustment was done, I was able to actually close the door properly. So while I was waiting for the locking bar still to arrive, I used some spare power cable for the robot and threaded it through the locking bar holes, tying knots for either side of the box and adding some duct tape to make sure it's all stayed together. In the event the duct tape failed for whatever reason, the cable would actually hold the box in place and stop the door from falling down. Then I put the remaining screws in for the HDPE attachments, as you can see here, and started getting ready to install the door wall panel, which will be part of the next video. So that about wraps up this episode. In the next episode, we're going to go through making the rest of the HDPE inner walls to make it up to the edge of the test box, and then showing you all the finished product. And there's also ideas for future improvements. So I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.